Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The mind is the ruler of the soul. It should remain unstirred by agitations of the flesh, gentle and violent ones alike. Please continue watching for the Stoic philosophy and spirituality in the writings of ancient Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
When visiting charming Italy, you would often hear the welcoming ciao from the locals, which means hello in Italian. Wonderful viewers, I am Agatha. The optimistic Italian people send you love and gratitude for your positive and bright energy. May God keep you safe. Welcome to From Marcus Aurelius Meditations, selections from Book 5, Part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor of the 2nd century, also known as the last of the 5 good emperors after Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, and Antoninus Pius. During his 19 years of leadership, Aurelius gained a reputation as a philosopher king. Founding his beliefs on the teachings of Stoicism, the Roman emperor was also diligent in finding his own way of self-improvement. Stoicism is an ancient Hellenistic philosophy that teaches one to accept and surrender to what life brings without seeking pleasure or having fear of pain, and to treat others in a fair and respectful manner. Marcus Aurelius wrote personal notes and ideas on Stoic philosophy and spirituality as a source of guidance for himself. These notes, originally written in ancient Greek, formed a collection called Meditations. This book has been revered by many other philosophers over the centuries and is praised as a real testament to a government of duty and service. Let us now continue with the interesting insights by Marcus Aurelius from his book Meditations, Book 5. The author unfolds aspects of life which, if looked at in a proper manner, become part of a smoother journey for the soul. Meditations, Book 5. Things are wrapped up in such a veil of mystery that many good philosophers have found it impossible to make sense of them. Even the Stoics have trouble. Any assessment we make is subject to alteration, just as we ourselves. Look closely at them, how impermanent they are, how meaningless. Look at the way the people around you behave. Even the best of them are hard to put up with, not to mention putting up with yourself. In such deep darkness, such a sewer, in the flux of material, of time, of motion, and things moved, I don't know what there is to value or to work for. Quite the contrary, we need to comfort ourselves and wait for dissolution, and not get impatient in the meantime, but take refuge in these 2 things. 1. Nothing can happen to me that isn't natural. 2. I can keep from doing anything that God and my own spirit don't approve. No one can force me to. What am I doing with my soul? Interrogate yourself to find out what inhabits your so-called mind and what kind of soul you have now. A child's soul, an adolescent's, a woman's, a tyrant's soul, the soul of a predator. or its prey. I am made up of substance and what animates it, and neither one can ever stop existing any more than it began to. Every portion of me will be reassigned as another portion of the world, and that in turn transformed into another. Ad infinitum. I was produced through one such transformation, and my parents too, and so on back, ad infinitum. NB still holds good even if the world goes through recurrent cycles. The Logos, divine reason, and its employment are forces sufficient for themselves and for their works. They start from their own beginning. They proceed to the appointed end. We call such activities directed, from the directness of their course. Nothing pertains to human beings except what defines us as human. No other things can be demanded of us. They aren't proper to human nature, nor is it incomplete without them. It follows that they are not our goal, or what helps us reach it, the good. If any of them were proper to us, it would be improper to disdain or resist it. Nor would we admire people who show themselves immune to it. If the things themselves were good, it could hardly be good to give them up. But in reality, the more we deny ourselves such things and things like them, or are deprived of them involuntarily, even, the better we become. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. Color it with a run of thoughts like these. 1. Anywhere you can lead your life, you can lead a good one. Lives are led at court, then good ones can be. 2. Things gravitate towards what they were intended for. What things gravitate toward is their goal. A thing's goal is what benefits it. It's good. A rational being's good is unselfishness. What we were born for, that's nothing new. Remember? Lower things for the sake of higher ones, and higher ones for one another. Things that have consciousness are higher than those that don't, and those with the Logos still higher. It is crazy to want what is impossible, and impossible for the wicked not to do so. Nothing happens to anyone that he can't endure. The same thing happens to other people, and they weather it unharmed, out of sheer obliviousness or because they want to display character. Is wisdom really so much weaker than ignorance and vanity? Things have no hold on the soul. They have no access to it, cannot move or direct it. It is moved and directed by itself alone. It takes the things before it and interprets them as it sees fit. In a sense, people are our proper occupation. Our job is to do them good and put up with them. But when they obstruct our proper tasks, they become irrelevant to us, like sun, wind. Our actions may be impeded by them, but there can be no impeding our intentions or our dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Honor that which is greatest in the world, that on whose business all things are employed, and by whom they are governed. and honor what is greatest in yourself, the part that shares its nature with that power. All things in you as well are employed about its business, and your life is governed by it. If it does not harm the community, it does not harm its members. When you think you've been injured, apply this rule. If the community isn't injured by it, neither am I. And if it is, anger is not the answer. Show the offender where he went wrong. Keep in mind how fast things pass by and are gone, those that are now and those to come. Existence flows past us like a river. The what is in constant flux. The why has 1,000 variations. Nothing is stable, not even what's right here. The infinity of past and future gapes before us, a chasm whose depths we cannot see. So it would take an idiot to feel self-importance or distress, or any indignation either, as if the things that irritate us lasted. Remember, matter, how tiny your share of it. Time, how brief and fleeting your allotment of it. Fate, how small a role you play in it. So other people hurt me? That's their problem. Their character and actions are not mine. What is done to me is ordained by nature. What I do by my own. The mind is the ruler of the soul. It should remain unstirred by agitations of the flesh, gentle and violent ones alike, not mingling with them, but fencing itself off and keeping those feelings in their place. When they make their way into your thoughts through the sympathetic link between mind and body, don't try to resist the sensation. The sensation is natural, but don't let the mind start in with judgment, calling it good or bad. To live with the gods and to do that is to show them that your soul accepts what it is given and does what the Spirit requires. The Spirit God gave each of us to lead and guide us, a fragment of Himself, which is our mind, our logos, divine reason.
Cherished viewers, we thank you for your kind presence for today's words of wisdom. May you always aspire toward the noble things in life and God's light.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule dan suprememastertv.com/WOW.